these are my picks for the games today in Valorant Champions. We'll start with Paper X Giants, which is the early game today. Um, I think the map pool of this game will be something like Giants picking Haven, Paper X picking Bind, and Sunset being the last map. I think Paper X would win on all three of those maps. I think you could potentially see a Corrode in this series if Giants want to bring that out against Paper X, make them show that, but I'd be pretty afraid to do that. You could even see Ascent as the last map if Giants are willing to go there and start attack against Paper X's super defense-sided comp on that map. You could maybe see a Lotus instead of a Bind for Paper X's pick, but I think mostly this should be the map pool, and I think Paper X should be winning no matter what. I think they have the better individuals. I think they have the better map pool. I think they're just the overall better team. And while Giants look good against Sentinels, I think Paper X will just be too much of a match for them, if that makes sense. Then the other game that we have here is DRX versus NRG. I think this one is a lot closer, and I think since DRX looks so impressive in their first game, I think you could really argue that DRX could just win on really any map against NRG right now, even though NRG, I think, did look very good in their series. So I think the maps for the series will be Abyss, Corrode, and Lotus, depending on what NRG would like to ban against DRX. I'd imagine it'll be Bind. They like banning Bind quite a bit, and DRX are pretty good at that map. DRX bans Sunset every time. I'd imagine that will continue in this series. And then you'll have a map pool, like I said, Abyss, Corrode, Lotus. I think DRX will win Abyss. Energy's like game plan and like just how they looked on both sides. They looked super attack sided in both of those halves. On Abyss, I think DRX looked overall a lot better, and they'll win that map. And then Energy will win Corrode, where DRX hasn't looked great throughout the whole split. And then I think Energy will finish out the series on Lotus in a pretty close game. DRX haven't played a ton of Lotus from what I remember, and they weren't particularly great at it when they did play it. And I think NRG's double Odin on that map is just too good. But I could absolutely see DRX winning on any of those maps. And before I went into the map pool for this series, I actually was thinking about picking DRX. But I do think NRG is just ever so slightly better in terms of what I think the map pool will look like in this series. But DRX could bring out something surprising like a good Sunset that they've been banning for a while, and they could win this series potentially. But overall, I just don't really see it with this one for DRX, and I think they'll go down to the lowers.